By the time I finished this video, I had already booked my trip back. That's how much this place grabbed me. But let's start from the beginning, shall we? Welcome to Valencia, by the way, and La Fallas. Things that get set on fire to welcome the spring. And there's the band.
Each street have their own falla.
Okay.
But falla is a word with several meanings. From one side is the monument, but the societies that organize such monuments, they are also called fallas, right?
Okay.
If you are commissioned a very big falla, then you work on that one the whole year, right?
That's your project, that's your job for the whole year.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then you employ a lot of people, obviously. Yeah. One of them will be chosen, the best one.
And children throwing firecrackers all around. This is Jose Manuel de Belda.
Mora.
Interesting thing about Spanish culture, you take on the name, the surname of your mother and your father. More fireworks. Interesting historical fact about Valencia. This here is the first mental hospital.
Exactly.
In the world.
In the world. Here we have the silk school, because during the 15th century, if you wanted to buy silk, you could either go to China or to India or to Valencia.
Really?
Yeah. This is how Valencia became the most important city in Spain during the 15th century. And now it's a very nice museum where they keep the traditional machinery to create the clothes. That are the clothes being used by the girls who are dressed in the typical dress that you have seen before, and you will see much more. The hair thing they have, which is very particular, it comes from before the Romans.
Wow. And this is something interesting about Spanish culture that I only realized when I first came to Spain a few years ago, was that Spanish culture is really eclectic. It's mixed. It's
very mixed. Having received here all the different people who inhabited the Mediterranean Sea, the Phoenicians, the people from Middle East, and also North Africa, and then people from North Europe also came, and it's very mixed.
Very mixed. And very, very, very old. Lots of people, all going to the same place, I'm told, for some sort of beheading?
Mascleta.
Mascleta.
Yeah. It's like a percussion event out of fireworks.
What you hear is the mascleta, and no joke, it's a percussive experience. What this audio can't convey is the physical power of it. You literally feel the explosions. I've probably said this 1,000 times in my travels, but I had no idea what I was getting into. For the Mascleta, for Fallas in general. The festival itself dates back to the Middle Ages, but developed from Roman tradition.
So why is Las Fallas special to you?
We're from here, I think.
The beer early.
You?
No, not really.
I think you can explain that feeling.
You can't explain it, no.
We can explain why that explosions, what we feel with the explosions.
Yeah.
In doing my research, I found that UNESCO has a World Heritage designation for not only locations around the world, but also, well, what they call intangible world heritage. This is one of them.
I say something that is very special, and you have to be here to really understand, which I agree.
Though Las Fallas is full of tangible experiences, the overwhelming collection of them make it impossible to define. You have to be here.
Wow. That was chest-shatteringly loud.
That's Jose's father, aka the Marquis of Turia. And this is home, where Jose grew up with his two sisters, seen here. Jose has since become a traveler, living all over the world, chasing the artist dream just like me. While visiting his family over the winter, he did several commissions, like this abstract I helped him with, and he opened a gallery.
The name of the exhibition is Let's Go on Excursion. So, and I have paintings from Chile, from India, and from Laos when I was living there, and then I put them together. And even if some are very previous and other very recent, the style is very much the same.
Yeah,
I have introduced, new techniques and new things, but there is also a very common thing between the past and today.
Lunch, late lunch, Spanish style, with the familia, sister, Alicia, here though, and Papa.
Name is Tinto de Verano, summer red wine.
Bacalao. It comes from the Atlantic Ocean, the northern sea of Spain.
Paella.
Traditionally,
Paella.
Paella.
Jose was just saying how one of the great things about moving around is all the different tribes you experience, the different people. And this is so true. This is the great value of traveling, but it also can make you, I experience feeling a bit like an alien sometimes because I've touched so many different tribes, different corners, that it's hard for me to find the corner where I belong. Because I exist in so many different ones, in some ways, because these people have touched me and become a part of me. These different tribes are now my tribe. Something like that. Am I making any sense?
I agree. I also belong to a number of tribes.
Yeah. We will have fireworks just outside of the apartment. You see this being set up here? The smell in the air.
Of the powder.
The smell of the powder in the air.
The sensory overload cannot be exaggerated. This fireworks show happened right outside the house, which is just there to the left. And it's just one of many displays taking place seemingly at random throughout the city. As Jose said, a falla represents not only the festival and its temporary monuments, but also the neighborhood communities of Valencia, all of which produce their own spectacle. As for those temporary monuments, here comes a little tour. Multiply this by 25 and you might start to get a sense of the scope of this craziness.
They're gonna set this on fire on Monday. This is amazing, man.
Look, it's important to say there is a children's section and adult section, being this the children one, and then the one for the adult people. And just to let you understand the thing, this guy, for instance, is the president of the region of Valencia. This one is the president of Spain, of the government.
These guys with all the money.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which means that there is a point of political criticism and making fun.
Satire.
Exactly, satire. And very nice and hardcore to set it on fire afterwards.
Just another falla. So many of them. It's amazing how many of them there are. And I guess, according to the fact that there's about 300 of them in Valencia, I've only seen 15%. Bravo!
Coming from us, oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just do. I take. Yeah.
How we know the Americans.
Yeah, right. We are the modern conquistador. I'm having my first, holy shit architecture moment.
The father of my grandfather was the architect of this building, and also the building in the other corner.
Yeah. And the buildings, some of the buildings in the square, too, the main square.
Yes.
How many buildings overall did your great-grandfather build?
Maybe more than 20. But
It's impressive.
The most important thing he's done is the urban planning of the city. The way how Valencia expanded at some point.
I'm just sitting here drinking a beer. We're drinking beers. We've been drinking beers the last 2 nights, walking down the street in our pockets. And he said to me just now, don't go that way. There's cops there, and it's technically illegal to drink in the streets of Valencia.
Yes.
Say Manuel de Belda, Mora.
Mora. Mora means raspberry in Spanish.
Oh, he's the raspberry.
The Belda raspberry. Architect raspberries.
Architect raspberries, yes?
He's the original raspberry.
This. Oh my god, I have to see what this is. There's a USA party in Fallas. You dress as a cowboy, you dress as a zombie.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
You have to see.
I have to see this.
The next day started like the last, burying a mild hangover in a little painting zen.
I've seen a lot of things, been a lot of places. I've certainly had my fair share of parties. And this is a 4-day party unlike any party I've ever been to. But more than just the party, a celebration of their culture, a celebration of all the things they love, their family, each other, and a celebration of the spring to come and letting things burn that are in the past.
There's the marquee, the real deal. Next up, something classically Valencian.
Very serious about their paella.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the story? Paella is not all of Spanish. Everyone in Spain loves paella, but paella
is like the typical Spanish dish.
But even more.
Within Spain, it comes from Valencia.
See,
Yes.
paella is really Valencian.
Yes.
Like that's the origin.
Rice as such is very famous in Valencia because we have rice fields here just by the city. So now they are boiling the meat and the vegetables that have been previously fried, as we saw. You remember?
Yeah.
But the rice is not there yet. Look, the rice is there. The meat is chicken and rabbit. Now he's gonna see the taste and the salt.
El sabor bueno, le falta un poco de sal.
Taste is good, but it still requires salt. Salt. We have to become their friends as a must, you know? But very close friends.
Yeah.
Very important.
Sí. Me gusta.
¿De present?
Present.
Un regalo, quiero decir.
I like it.
He gives it to you
No.
as a present.
No. See? Okay, I have a new hat, everybody. Regalo?
Regalo.
From the master chef
Very good.
of this paella. From my new friends here.
From his friends.
Valencia.
New generations.
Very good. See? Through the magic of Jose, traveling like a local, because of my friend here, we found a way to have paella. Very authentic Valencian paella. Homemade here on the street in Valencia.
Look the different kinds of peppers.
And all of the... Oh, nice. And all of the kids carry boxes.
Yes.
Like this. That are full of their fireworks. You look good in that hat. That was quite an experience, man.
Yet another dimension of Fallas is the endless parade of people dressed in classic Valencian attire marching to the central cathedral. You might not know it, lost in a haze of beers and palms, but like Spain at its height, this festival has deeply Catholic overtones.
And they're going to be doing this, marching down the street.
Exactly. So they bring flowers to the Virgin, and with all the flowers they bring, they will make the Virgin garments, the Holy Mary garments, at a very big scale.
Basically, till 2 a.m., people are going to be marching down this street. There's so many people doing it.
Not all the visions of the Mother of God are the same. So in this case, it's the Virgin of the unwanted people, of the people who have no shelter, of the people who are abandoned.
Uno pequeñito. Horchata.
Horchata. Night 3 starts with horchata.
Estados Unidos. Aquí España, Valencia. Las Fallas.
But the truth is, she really doesn't want to go because she's afraid she won't get in and afraid of our guns. There's the truth. So, what does that say, Jose?
It says that the North American empire expands throughout the world, and it doesn't mind abusing the weak just for the power.
I feel like we have a good bunker.
What is the best, sorry?
I've had a few drinks. The
inputs we are getting around us, so very exciting.
Oh, yes, we did dance a little bit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. We can drink.
Many things going.
Because we are training. I'm training for my encounter with the American people.
Oh. Wow. Pressure's on. The culinary wonder of Jose Manuel has come alive.
Haute cuisine.
Is it?
Maximum quality.
Old cuisine, maximum quality.
Yeah. Spanish food for inhabitants. That's what local people eat.
My final day started like the others. We finished the painting and headed out to late lunch with Papa. Cervezas and tapas. As I sat peacefully people watching, I couldn't help but ponder that 1,000 years ago, Christians, Jews, Muslims, pagans, and who knows what else inhabited this city. And that's more than 1,000 years after it was officially added to the historical record by the Romans. My mind spun with the density of the Mediterranean story. And then I was brought back by these kids doing what kids do all day, every day during the Fallas. Blow things up.
It is time for one of the most famous of all Spanish traditions, at least from this American's perspective, the bullfight. Some may call it gruesome. Whatever your opinion on the situation, it is classically Spanish. Would you say yes? Yes. He says yes. How old is bullfighting?
You already have the jars of the Greeks who are depicting bulls. So I think it's like the holy animal of the Mediterranean. But killing is of the utmost importance, you know. He's performed very well the overall thing, but since he's killed very badly, little bit of clapping. This will be all, you know.
Yeah.
If he performs very good killing, then he will get prize. What's the prize? The ear of the bull. If he's bullfighted very, very well, then 2 years of the bull, he gets it. If he's done it very, very, very well, also the tail.
Get drinks, then back to the ring.
Romans need to drink.
Romans need to drink. Valencia was founded by Romans.
Yes.
And this feels very Roman.
70 BC.
So now we're having this moment where these guys over here are screaming to the president because the bull's not good enough, right? Just the green towels mean not good enough.
Yeah.
And the white towels mean give the bullfighter an ear.
I can understand that people do not like to see blood or, you know, but I think it's, first of all, it's no torture, and secondly, it's a matter of culture, tradition.
I can't disagree. Though I had mixed feelings, this felt timelessly Spanish. It inspired me, just as it did Picasso and the American everyone kept calling me, Hemingway.
Tonight is the most important night of Las Fallas, the biggest party. It's tonight, Sunday night.
Night of fire, evolution.
For the vast majority of Valencian history, the city operated as its own kingdom with its own language. This night, La Nit del Foc in Valencian, means night of fire. Jose's sister invited me to a rooftop party where I was the lucky guy who got to hang out with these crown jewels.
What is special about Valencia?
It's the best place of the world.
The girls.
Per qué?
The
Oh,
girls.
Perché?
I agree.
Because we are very beautiful.
I agree with this. I have
because the people is very sociable.
sociable,
Yes.
like sociable, yeah,
Yes.
friendly. See,
And the weather.
The party,
The weather is so good, and the party.
yeah.
you. No,
But it's this always? No.
not like that, like this, but Spanish people always is in a party or having fun.
The
or-
joy of life.
Yes,
Yeah.
we like.
Yeah.
We like enjoy life.
That's the,
And it's true, the beautiful women
That's the-
of
you have
Valencia,
to
all three of you are very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
that's thing.
See?
Dustin, it's our turn to
Say hello.
Hello.
That's the other word.
Oh, are you videoing or are you photoing?
Yes, photoing and videoing.
I wish I could show a picture of all the people.
a sea of people.
A sea of people
Yes, yes.
down here.
There are a million people
Right,
waiting
yes,
for
seriously.
the fireworks.
Like a million, really.
I swear this is true. And
But all to you, oh,
Hey,
the time of my life.
bien, porque nos vamos a las luces.
Like all these Fallas nights, we ended up party hopping. Funny enough, I found myself back at the USA tent. The costumes were all gone, but they were doing some sort of USO type performance thing on a stage with the music from Mamma Mia, which is actually a creation of a Swedish band and a British playwright. Well, hello there, globalism. Oh, how I love you so much.
I made it. There was so much to do this weekend, so much to see, and I've made it. I mean, it's 4 a.m., something like this right now. Very late. Observe the flowers that have been delivered. All of the flowers that came from the Fallas came here to the church and to her.
And it's here where you can come pay respects to her at any moment of the year. Basílica de la Virgen de los Desamparados.
My final day arrived with the familiar melancholy of good times gone. I had a plan to catch this afternoon and would be missing the final day of Fallas, La Crema, when all the monuments are set to be burned. So I decided to make my own. For all this explosive activity is more than just a 4-day party. It is simultaneously a celebration of the past and a casting off of it. It's goodbye winter and hello spring. Almost by accident, I found myself in the front lines of this mascleta in the same square just outside of Jose's childhood home. One final sensory reminder of this epic experience that has given Valencia a home inside my heart and mind. The powder and smoke stay with me, though the journey goes on, flying like a phoenix with the mark of my new Valencian tribe. My final Fallas act was to burn the tiny drawing I made, my own tribute to letting go of the past and embracing the future. Jose's sister and niece thought I was a little crazy to do this, but hey, that's apropos. Fallas is crazy. I talk about the past and the future, but perhaps it's about embracing right now, an acknowledgement of how temporary and transient life is. Let's build something beautiful and then burn it down. A few glorious moments just for us, and then it's gone.
Good evening. Today is the last day of Fallas, and it's where everything is going to actually make sense. All the monuments are gonna be burnt, and
And that's all, folks. Hasta luego.